Good morning YouTube, it's Dave here, back out on Dartmoor again. Today I've parked in a little car park by Charlotte's Bridge. I've crossed over the East Oakment River, which is just off to my left at the moment. We're about to turn away from the river and head up this bridle way. It looks pretty steep actually, be a good fitness test for me. Last time I came out and filmed I was a bit ill, but it was a little while ago now. We're going to gain a lot of elevation very quickly because we've parked right down at the bottom of the valley, as I say, next to the East Oakment, but we're heading right up onto the moor proper, so it's going to be a steep climb first thing this morning, I think. So today we're going to be going to East Hill and Black Down, and hopefully finding Fitz's Well Cross in between, but it's a very steep climb, straight out of the car pretty much. We're carving our way up the side of East Hill now. Tough going. We're starting to leave the A30 behind us now, which is that loud road you can probably hear, but it's just behind these trees. So hopefully the car noise will die down a little bit. It's only 7 o'clock in the morning, where's everyone going? There's lots of lovely bluebells on the side of the hill here, but they are kind of being swamped by all these ferns, which I would imagine will make this quite a difficult trail to follow later on into the summer, because they'll probably grow out and cover the trail, or at least semi-cover it. Oh, it's tough going up here first thing. It's warm already as well. The sun's out, blazing. My Garmin's just buzzed to tell me I've done 40 flights of stairs today. I've only been walking for 12 minutes. I don't say it's steep, I mean it's steep. There's a thorny route along here, that's for sure. You want to be careful where you tread, because they're everywhere on both sides of the trail. But we've already got some nice views out now, back towards Oakhampton, down off of the side of the moor. It's only going to get nicer as we get higher. I think from East Hill we should have a really good view, especially down into the town. From here we're getting our first views out onto the moor proper, out towards the Bellstone Ridge and Cosden Beacon. Hello. Babies are gorgeous, aren't they? That's the trig point. Summit of East Hill. Done. So the view down into Oakhampton, right off the edge of the moor. Gorgeous. And look, for once, it's grey that way, but if we look onto the moor, blue skies. Don't get that very often. It's usually the other way around. Looking up towards the High Moor from here with the lighting and the clouds, it looks like a watercolour painting. There's the A30. We started under that. That was the bridge that we were looking up at down by the river. That's how high we've climbed. I'm not sure what these are. Right up on top of East Hill next to the trig point. But these two things, I don't know if they're part of an old structure. It looks like something's kind of broken off the top of them, doesn't it? Something's like come down in the wind or been knocked down. If you know what they are, let me know in the comments down below. What I do know are the tors that we're looking at in front of us. That's Cosden Beacon on the left, and you've got Tor's End Tor, Bellstone Common Tor, Bellstone Tor and Higher Tor. And then over this way you've got Howstock Hill, and then Row Tor, Westmill Tor and Yes Tor. And then this is the Oakhampton military base, and behind it is Blackdown, where we're going next. I've just come down off of East Hill now, which is just back up there. Just heading down to join the road from Oakhampton up to the military camp. If you wanted to do East Hill and you didn't fancy that steep climb that I did at the start, there is an easier way of doing it. You can drive up from Oakhampton up to this road down here. Not this bit that I'm on because it's a private road, but this bit leading along here that heads up that way towards the camp, and Oakhampton's back down there. And you can park along this road. There's a parking place just up that way. There's a parking place on the corner just down there. Klondike corner it's called. Nothing to do with the gold rush, I don't think. But it takes out most of the climbing because you can see the top of East Hill's just up there. But yeah, we're out on the road that heads up to the military camp now, and we're going to be following it along pretty much up onto the High Moor now. But yeah, if you're not familiar with East Hill but you live around here, then you probably are, even if you don't realise it. It's the hill that dominates Oakhampton. You saw the views of Oakhampton that we had from up on top of the hill. But from pretty much everywhere in Oakhampton, if you look up, East Hill is what you see. That's all you see of Dartmoor because it blocks the rest of it, even though it's not the highest point on Dartmoor. But it is kind of a gateway to the moor, if you like. It's that first summit, that first hill that you do as you come up onto the moor. This is Fitz's Well and Fitz's Well Cross. Only a small cross, I believe. That's the well next to it that's got the slabs over it. The legend behind Fitz's Well Cross is that it was erected by a man after he and his wife were pixie-led. They got lost on the moors, apparently the fault of pixies, and they were completely lost in the fog, didn't know where they were going until they ended up in this spot where the well once was, and they drank from the well, and as soon as they did, the curse was lifted, the fog dissipated, and they could find their way down off of the moor. They pretty much made it off of the moor really anyway, hadn't they? Because you can see down into Oakhampton there. So they've done a pretty good job in the fog, being pixie-led. That's the story behind it anyway. What a load of bollocks, eh? It was only a small cross, wasn't it? Fitz's Well Cross, just a diddy little one. Got nothing on Widgery Cross up on Brattor where we went to the other week. So I followed the road down. That's the military base up that way, so we want to go this way, and we're going to cross this cattle grid and then turn immediately right and head up this trail here as if we were heading out towards Westmill Tor. In fact, we are going to head up towards West Mill Tor, we're just not going quite that far. So this is where we turn off of the road and start heading up Blackdown. It does really feel like now that we're properly up onto the moor. We've got Row Tor off to our left, West Mill Tor, Yes Tor. Yeah, it feels like we're right up on Dartmoor now. Proper Dartmoor. Even though Blackdown is the highest point on today's walk, considerably higher than East Hill, it's much easier to climb. But you've done most of the climbing on this walk by the time you've done East Hill. It's just that big climb straight out of the valley. So Blackdown feels a lot easier, even though it's actually higher in elevation. But it's not steep either. First climb of the day is always the hardest on these walks as well. It's getting very windy all of a sudden. You know we're up on the high moors now. Wind's coming in from that way and look, there's just no shelter. Very exposed. So I don't know how many tripod shots you'll get when I get up to the top, if any. But it was just about managing to stay up when I was on top of East Hill, but it's a lot windier up here. And the clouds are looking pretty ominous as well. Sunny over that way, but pretty dark in front of us. Here we are at the top of Blackdown. No true point for this one. Spots of rain though, just as I get up to the top. But you can see the flagpole marking the summit. When the military are training up here, live firing, they'll fire a big red flag off the top of that. And it's because it's right on the edge of the military danger zone, as you can see here. Keep out when warning flags or lights are displayed on the high ground to your right, which is that. And you've got other masts, one on top of Yes Tor up there, there's one on Row Tor over there, Houstock Hill I'm pretty sure has one back there as well. Look at this view opening up now, all the way down to Sawton Tors. Oh, tripod fell over and it's not got the camera on it, which makes it more top heavy and more likely to fall over. So I think there's 0% chance of any tripod shots up here. Not today. Looking out that way, you can see all the way to Sawton Tors over there, and that's Corn Ridge with Branscombe's Loaf on top of it. Started raining. I can get my waterproof on and put the bag cover on my backpack, and then I'll show you the views if they're still here, if you can still see me. You can see in the darkness over there, that's the Bellstone Ridge and Cosden Beacon that we could see earlier. There's Row Tor. Rising up behind it there, that's all the way out to Steeperton Tor, you can see. West Mill Tor, Yes Tor. I'm guessing that must be Black Tor over there. Never seen it from this angle before. And then that must be Shellstone Tor, just poking over the hill. Homerton Hill, I think that one is. To the north and northwest we can see all the way out across Devon and down to Oakhampton again from here. And that's East Hill, where we were earlier. It looks tiny from up here. Well, I've got my bag cover on, got my waterproof on. It's a new waterproof. Do you like it? It's a Pakka from Mountain Warehouse, and it was on sale. I think it was about 20 quid. But Seems like it'll do the job nicely. Buttons come undone at the bottom, but yeah, feels quite nice. It's a good fit. It's a better fit than my other waterproof, which I think was a Vaude, if I remember the brand name correctly. Vaude, V-A-U-D-E. But my mum bought me that for Christmas, and she bought a size too big, so it was really like flappy and loose. That's how small the Mountain Warehouse Pakka waterproof jacket packs down into. Blue sky up there now, and sunshine. 10 minutes ago it was, I was on top of Blackdown, in the wind and the rain, and now look at it. It's gorgeous. That's why you pack for all weathers when you're up here. You never know what you're going to get. You're probably going to get all of it. Well, that'll pretty much do it for this video, guys. It's been a lovely walk. We started over by Charlotte's Bridge, crossed over the East Oakmont River and climbed to the top of East Hill, then dropped down past the military base and then back up onto the High Moor, climbing up to Blackdown. And now I'm just going to retrace my steps, probably not take in East Hill on the way back, skirt around the bottom of it and back to the car. But as always, thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, give it a like. Drop a comment down below where you want to see me go next. Check out this video right here if you want to see more content. I'll see you again soon for another adventure. Cheers.